Oh my god.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
Hi, I am Kate. I am the producer and director of Cirque Nocturne, and I'm here to talk about my show in the 2021 Adelaide Fringe, which is called Rusalka.
So how did the concept for Rusalka come to fruition?
I really like mermaids. I am an archaeology student, and I'm fascinated by cultural folklore and the parallels that you find between different cultures in their folklore and traditions. And I am also a circus performer, so I don't know, I just kind of mushed all my interests together and went, hey, let's do a show.
Why do you believe the mermaid myth has captured our attention for so long throughout history, and what elements of the myth have you used in the show?
In the show, I've really focused on the feminist aspect of it, because that also is something that's close to my heart. Throughout different cultures throughout the world, you see the mermaids represented as women who embrace their autonomy and reject the standards of the patriarchy and the expectations of the patriarchal society. So that's something I absolutely focus on in the show.
Were there other mythical deities you were attracted to in early production to base the show around?
No.
No? It was always mermaids?
Always mermaids.
How do you utilise circus tricks and various props, like a giant fish tank, to assist in telling the show's narrative?
Well, we have two freedivers who are real-life mermaid performers, and the venue we're in for this season, we're really lucky because it actually has a pool underneath the stage. So they'll be doing some synchronized swimming tricks and freediving tricks in the pool. I myself do a aerial routine on a giant anchor, and we have another aerialist who's doing a routine in a giant fish net. We've based some of the routines off the legends themselves. So there's a European legend about a mermaid in a bath. So we've got a giant bathtub that we use as part of the show as well.
What is it like getting those props involved? Does it make it more challenging, or? Yes
and no. The aerial apparatus are certainly challenging to read, because you have to find a venue that's suitable to hang things in, that's properly engineered. But you know, it's all part and parcel of being an aerialist. But yeah, we kind of lucked out with the venue in that they already had all these props. They had a pool. They had a giant bath we could use. So yeah.
So would you describe the show as more narrative driven or more abstract?
That's my philosophy for circus performance. So you see a lot of circus shows in the Fringe that are abstract, like bodies in space, and that's all well and good, but that's not what I'm interested in creating as an artist. My shows as Cirque Nocturne are narrative driven, so yeah, definitely narrative driven.
And then how does Rusalka differ from other productions you've done, past and present?
Good question. I'm not really sure how to answer that. Yeah, I guess this one involved quite a bit of research into the actual folklore, as well as, you know, combining those together into a script. With this show, I've kind of let my performers have a little bit of free reign. So some are basing their act on just the concept of mermaids in general, or some have taken a specific legend that they've really taken to heart and really embodied that character and built a routine around that character.
So what's the script writing process like?
Trial and error. What sounds good on paper or reading in your head doesn't necessarily sound good out loud, particularly in an intimate cabaret type setting. You don't want to sound too academic snobbish. So yeah, there were a little bit of creative license, but not extravagantly.
Have you found the production of the show amidst the pandemic from last year this year to be more challenging?
It's always a challenge producing a show as a solo producer. Yeah, I don't think it's more or less difficult than it has been in the past. It just is. But I think people are keen to get out and see some Fringe shows. I think the time is right.
So what other shows is your production company running this year?
So we are also running our signature show, which was our first ever show that we produced back in 2016. We are rehashing it for the 2021 season. It's self-titled. It's called Cirque Nocturne, and it's a bit of a homage to the film noir genre of films in the 1940s.
Do you personally find that kind of era more interesting?
I love those old films, those, you know, the old black and white whodunit films. I love them. The show definitely has evolved we've done 4 seasons of it, so it's definitely evolved in that time, and it's just getting better and better.
Has it always been like a 40s era kind of thing?
Yeah, it's always been a 40s era theme. Originally, it was just kind of a 40s theme, but now it's an actual whodunit story. So we've got more characterization, and it's much more scripted, and yeah.
So similar to that show, do you have plans for Rusalka to continue into the future, or is this like a one-off 2021 show?
I would love for Rusalka to do another Fringe season, or maybe do some interstate touring. We've done a little bit of interstate and regional touring with Cirque Nocturne, and this is Cirque Nocturne's swan song, but I'd love for Rusalka to have another couple of seasons. We did Melbourne Fringe in 2017, and we outsold a couple of like the big name, the Melbourne shows that come here, the big name, big ticket Melbourne shows, we outsold them. Yeah, we did phenomenally well in Melbourne.
So Melbourne loved kind of...
They did. They loved it. And the circus scene in Melbourne is very big as well, because they've got NICA there, and Circus Oz, and a lot of big other companies there. So the circus scene in Melbourne is huge. But yeah, Melbourne audiences loved our show.
Did you like work outside the realms of the Fringe?
Rusalka and indeed Cirque Nocturne debuted at the Cabaret Fringe Festival. So we were going to do Cabaret Fringe again last year with a new show, but clearly that didn't happen for obvious reasons. But yeah, we do a lot of performances around Adelaide for like events and festivals and corporate clients and stuff like that as well. So yeah, and we've done shows like for Adelaide City Council in Victoria Square, and yeah. So yeah, we've been running 5 years now, so we've been kicking around a while.
What was like the most challenging year that you think you've had?
I mean, it was challenging last year in that all our gigs got cancelled. Like straight after Fringe last year, we had nothing, so we went from everything to nothing, and just mentally that was tough to deal with for both myself and all our artists. But yeah, a lot of the time we use those kind of corporate bookings to fund our Fringe seasons. So yeah, we're kind of coming into the season without a financial safety net, shall we say. So that in itself is challenging, but not the hardest production we've run in terms of logistics.
How many artists do you usually use for shows?
Usually we have between 8 and 10 acts, so that might be between 6 and 10 performers.
When is the show running?
Rusalka is running on the 5th, 6th and 7th of March at 6:30 p.m. at 1910 Burlesque and Jazz Club.
Awesome. And just finally, why do you believe our viewers here at UniSA should come and see Rusalka this year?
Because it's a cracking good show. Those who do have a particular interest in history or folklore or culture would love it. Those who are particularly interested in feminism or feminist symbology through folklore would particularly enjoy the show. And everyone who loves a mermaid, which is everyone really. The show features circus acts and burlesque acts, and we have live music, and yeah, it's a bloody good show, if I do say so myself.
Awesome. Thank you for that. All right, do you want to do the photos now? Or?
Yeah,
great.
It's like I will sort of take some pics of you.